So welcome back to another video in my channel. This is the second lecture of solid design principles. So before that I want to say that I hope you guys will like this playlist. I won't say this is the best tutorial or best playlist because there are various sources available on YouTube discussing this and way better than I will do. But I believe that whatever I am writing here, I have seen many lectures and many things were missing, like someone is explaining well but the code is not written properly, someone is writing the code but not explaining properly. But so design, you will get a lot of more better resource. I would say like Striver for DSA, that's perhaps the best resource I have ever come across. But for designing, I won't say that there is a particular playlist where you can follow it blindly and you can ace the interview. So I'm just trying to make a concise sheets so that I can actually help myself as well as help you guys to crack your dream company. So anyway, so this lecture will be based on open close principle, the O in solid, where it actually states that a class should be open for extension but closed for modification. So what does this mean is you should be able to add new functionality without modifying the existing code. So mostly if you are into object oriented programming, if you know what object oriented programming is, you will understand that polymorphism and abstraction are one of the two pillars of OOPS out of four, where we actually hide the unnecessary details and show the client only the necessary details. We hide the functionality. So what does this principle states is, we can actually, if we want to modify any class, we should extend that class and then modify it rather than directly modifying the class. So let's see a bad example first where it actually violates the open close principle. This is a class invoice where we have a method named process invoice. It is taking a string data type and it checks whether it's an email or whether it's a PDF. If it's an email, then process the email invoice, and if it's a PDF, then process the PDF, the base code. Not writing the details, but yeah. Now here, every time we are getting a new process invoice type, we will be modifying this class. So this is actually violating the open close principle, which is not at all desirable or a good practice to write. So what is a good practice? You will be creating one abstract class, that is the invoice, which will have a method process invoice, and any new invoice type comes, it will extend this invoice and implement this method. So that is a better approach. Like, you don't need to change this abstract class always for process invoice type. Just make a class abstract, declare a method there, process invoice, and you can extend the class whenever required, whenever a new invoice type will come. For example, here email invoice is extending this invoice class, parent class, and implementing its own process invoice method. Similarly, for class PDF invoice is also extending this invoice class and implementing its own process invoice method. Similarly, if a new invoice type comes, you can modify, you can extend this invoice class and implement the process invoice method. So that is a better approach, and that's all for open close principle. I hope you guys understood it. It's not a very huge deal to understand this, because in the upcoming videos I will be discussing about various design patterns, like for creational design patterns, behavioral design patterns, and structural. Not all, but mostly we use and mostly asked questions, mostly asked design patterns, because around 10-12 design patterns you need to remember. So when I will be doing that lectures, and each day a video will come, so no need to worry about it. So that things will be much more difficult, or maybe much more tricky to understand. So yeah, so that's all for this video. I hope you guys will like it. In the next video I will be discussing about the least cost substitution principle. Thank you.